Minister of State for Housing and Urban Development, Yusuf Abdullahi Ata, has criticized Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, the 2023 presidential candidate of the new Nigerian People's Party (NNPP), over his comments regarding President Bola Tinubu's declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State. Kwankwaso labeled the declaration as unconstitutional and warned it could foster a culture of impunity. In a statement issued in Kano, Ata defended the president's decision, stating it was taken in the best interest of national stability and security. He emphasized that the declaration aimed to maintain law and order in Rivers State following prolonged political turmoil. Ata also commended both chambers of the National Assembly for their swift approval of the president's proclamation. The minister accused Kwankwaso of having a flawed understanding of law and governance, alleging that during his tenure as governor of Kano State, Kwankwaso fostered a culture of political intimidation, particularly in his dealings with lawmakers. Ata recalled that Kwankwaso had consistently disregarded legislative independence and the rule of law. Ata further criticized Kwankwaso's interference into the emirship tussle in Kano, highlighting the state government's persistent disregard for court orders. He further warned that undermining traditional institutions and judicial processes has fueled political tension and public dissatisfaction in Kano. The minister called on Kwankwaso to desist from making unfounded statements on national issues, particularly concerning President Bola Tinubu's constitutional prerogative to declare a state of emergency when necessary. This state of emergency situation has come under a lot of thoughts. A lot of industry, leaders have come to either criticize, or some of them are actually for, and some are against. What are your thoughts on this report?
It's really their opinion. And once issues come on the front burner for discourse, people have diverse opinion. Right. And the opinion being divergent does not mean that it is either true or false. Like in a psychological assessment, your answer does not matter. Is the final when you now, when you draw your premises, your conclusion is what gives the psychologist the outcome on how to place your personality. So their opinions is for them, but the president has done what is needful to save what have been hitherto a chaotic River State. People don't know, when I hear people say that it has not gotten up to that, this is a political crisis, and it involves two arms of government, the two major arms of government. The judiciary are not being elected. They are not elected. So the two major institutions of democracy, we are at daggers drawn. So what do you, and all efforts have been made, even both through the law court and by interventions, and the truth was not reached. What do you expect a president to do, to stand by? I'm not for or against the state of emergency, but as a political opinion molder in River State, and I'm resident in Port Harcourt, you have watched keenly from the day one up to date what happened. It's just that River State has become quiet, as they say, before I came in. If not, it will have snowballed into what we are seeing. And thank goodness that Nigerians have resorted to taking matters to court. And I also thank the actors that they didn't take laws into their hands. Just like the governor made some statements after the Supreme Court judgment, which also the Mr. President alluded to. And when people were threatening on his behalf, he did not, voice out, either in condemnation or affirmation. And the governor also said that when the time comes, I will lead the march. It is a statement that is so pregnant. Just like Ojukwu said, I will fight again if. That if is so ambiguous. It's not unambiguous. And when is somebody who holds swear, who is the who is the 001 of River State, makes such a statement, it is pregnant and it carries weight. You know, so you don't wait until the River State, with his strategic position in Nigeria economically, the president will sit by and allow it to boil before he will now act. We always accuse Nigerian leaders of being reactive instead of proactive. The president now has become active. He has become proactive. You know, because he was in the middle of the reconciliation, and all the 8-point agenda was also what all those people were taken to court. If you have not read the Mr. President 8-point resolution, go and read it, and also find out the matters and the prayers that have gone to court, from the lower court to the apex court. It is still what was embedded in that 8-point. So what made these people not to agree? It was what happened during the Ojukwu and Gowon era, as I posit. They went to Aburi, signed an accord. They agreed, appended their signature, and when they came back from Aburi, other people began to advise Gowon as if his powers will be weighted down, and his significance as a president will be denigrated. He now disagreed after signing. The same thing happened to Seminary Fubara. You went to Abuja, signed an accord, came back, and said, after all, it wasn't a death sentence. No price is too big for peace. That nobody pointed a gun at you to sign it. You didn't sign under duress. These were the words of Mr. Governor when he came to River State. Because when that paper filtered out, and what was written therein, people were saying, how could governor have done it? Did he sign? Did he not sign? He came back after a day or two and said, after all, it was not a death sentence. No price is too big for peace. Just like Jonathan said, his re-election or political ambition is not worth the blood of any Nigerian, and he kept to it. But Seminary Fubara came back. People advised him otherwise. He began to toe that line. Those people who are coming out now to say for or against Mr. President, the opinion does not matter. Because what input did they make in trying to resolve that crisis? Did the crisis of River State suddenly came up when Mr. President gave the state of emergency? The answer is no. Even Mr. Jonathan, who is the first son of Niger Delta, let me put it that way, because he's the first Niger Deltan, or South man, not Niger Delta now, South I wanted to use, to hold the highest office in Nigeria. That is why I'm telling you that when you have the opportunity, don't sell your conscience, don't sell your integrity, so that you can face the world and tell them the truth. Even we that are sitting here.